Some running backs wear down defenses. Some running backs, they run through defenses. Isaac Brown does something even scarier. He simply runs away from them. And if he can stay healthy in 2026, Louisville may have one of the biggest home run threats in all of college football and one of the fastest rising prospects in the 2027 NFL draft. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Draft Yoda, your favorite draft nerd's favorite draft nerd. Today, we're continuing our countdown of the top 100 players in the 2027 NFL draft class before the season. And we're looking at number 30 overall, RB4, Louisville, Isaac Brown. Currently carrying a 9.08 on my draft grade. Now, if you've watched the other running backs, you already know I have Ahmad Hardy, Kenyon Lacey, Mark Fletcher Jr. ahead of Brown. So the question isn't whether Isaac Brown is talented, because he absolutely is. The question is whether he can answer the few remaining questions in his game to make the jump into the elite first-round conversation. Now, Isaac Brown wasn't one of those recruits where every major school was chasing him. Coming out of Homestead High in Florida, he was a 3-star recruit. Good prospect, but not a household name. Louisville saw something, and they believed his burst would translate in the ACC. So they bet. They bet on Brown. And that paid off almost immediately. As a true freshman in 2024, Brown rewrote Louisville's record books. Became the first freshman in school history to rush for over 1,000 yards. He was productive. He was explosive. And he won ACC Rookie of the Year and ACC Offensive Rookie of the Year honors for Louisville that year. And that led to some high expectations for 2025. Unfortunately, injuries had other plans. Leg injury suffered against Virginia Tech shortened what was going to be a truly magical season for him. Yet, even with missing half the year, Brown had 100 rushes for 878 yards and 7 touchdowns. Think about that for a second. He was at a 8.7, let's round it up, 8.8 yard per carry pace. That means nearly every time he touched the football, Louisville gained a first down. Oh, on top of that, he had 39 missed tackles, generated 530 yards after contact, and closed the season by rushing for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in a bowl game against Toledo. Most importantly, though, transfer portal came and went because he stayed. And in today's college football, that's rare. Louisville built an offense around Isaac Brown, and Isaac Brown doubled down on Louisville. And to me, loyalty matters. Every running back wins differently. Hardy wins with violence. Lacey wins because of his volume. Mark Fletcher wins because of power. And Isaac Brown wins with speed. The moment Brown reaches the second level, you can pretty much call it play over. His acceleration is among the best in this draft class and in college football as a whole. You'll watch the Boston College tape, 14 carries, over 200 yards rushing. Every time he found daylight, defenders looked like they were chasing shadows. I mean, it's rare. His vision is equally impressive. Brown doesn't bounce everything to the outside like you would expect a small speed guy to do. He presses the hole. He lets blocks develop. He makes one decisive cut and then explodes vertically, leaving linebackers in his dust. He's also much stronger than his frame suggests. Despite being the smallest of the top 4 running backs, he consistently bounces off of arm tackles and keeps his feet moving through contact. That's why he had over 500 yards rushing after contact. He's not simply fast, he's elusive. And there's a huge difference. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Nobody's perfect. And for Brown, he's not a complete prospect. If he was, he wouldn't be RB4. He'd be competing with Ahmad Hardy for RB1. My first concern with him is durability. Missing half a season with a leg injury isn't something NFL scouts are going to ignore. Availability matters, and they want to make sure you're healthy. Second, pass protection. At his size, asking Brown to pick up blitzing linebackers simply isn't a strength. Too often he catches contact instead of, delivering it. And that's going to limit his third down capability early in his career in the pros. The other thing that's going to limit his third down capability is the receiving game. Can he catch? Yeah, he can catch. Can he be a feature? Can he be featured as a wide receiver or as a receiver in general? Not yet. Most of his receptions are simple dump offs rather than designed routes. And I got to see him run an actual route tree before I would feel comfortable moving him into a slot position or having him be a move out piece on an offense in the pros. Finally, ball security. 2 fumbles in 9 games isn't catastrophic, but it's something that has to improve because NFL coaches trust running backs who protect the football. And if you put the football in the dirt, it's going to be hard for a coach to trust you. I have a feeling I'm going to get the question, if Brown is this explosive, why is he only my 4th running back? For some of it, it's simple. Hardy is simply more complete. He gives you everything. Lacey, it's already proven he can handle a huge workload and score 24 touchdowns in the SEC. Fletcher's playoff tape, when the light shined the brightest, Fletcher showed on the biggest stage that he can dominate college football with his power and his physicality. So while, yes, Isaac Brown is the most explosive runner in this group, he's also one with the most questions, health, receiving, pass protection, ball security. If those improve, don't be surprised if Brown climbs significantly by the 2027 draft. Everything is in place, though, for 2026 in Louisville. Louisville has their featured back. Brown is showing that he's healthy. The offensive line returns experience. This season isn't about answering, does he have talent? Yeah, he has talent. It's about showing he can stay healthy. He rushes for 1,300 to 1,500 yards, shows that he can run a couple routes, shows that he can play some receiver, and show that he can block and protect his quarterback a little bit. We're going to be talking about him very differently next April. When I watch Isaac Brown, I see a home run threat who changes games with one touch. He's not built to carry the ball 30 times every game, but get him into space. Few backs in this class are more dangerous. In the right offense, Brown becomes a nightmare for defensive coordinators. I would love to see him paired with a heavy-duty downhill running back as a change of pace kind of guy. But at the end of the day, Isaac Brown is a 9.08 out of 10, making him my RB4, my number 30 overall prospect. He has elite explosiveness, elite acceleration, game-breaking speed, and the only thing that separates him from the very top running backs on the board is consistency. I need to see consistently that he can be an every down back. If he shows me that, watch out. He won't stay number 30 on this board very long if he shows any of that. But what do you think? Is Isaac Brown underrated? Is he overrated? Could he climb into the RB1 conversation by the end of the year? Let me know. Put your thoughts down below in the comments. If you've enjoyed these player profiles, make sure you hit a like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss out on one of these Draft Yoda scouting reports. As always, I am Draft Yoda, Bill Workman, your favorite draft nerd, and we'll see you next time.